The most dangerous ideology in America today is the belief that your child belongs to the state. Let that sink in. We are no longer debating whether parents should be able to guide their child's moral development. We are watching in real time as that right is being treated like a political inconvenience. On June 27, 2025, the Supreme Court, in a 6-3 decision in Mahmoud versus Taylor, did something profoundly unremarkable, and yet it sent shockwaves across the activist media. What did they do? They said that parents have a constitutional right to opt their children out of LGBTQ-themed curriculum in public schools, especially when it directly conflicts with their religious or moral beliefs. You would think the justices had declared open war on democracy itself, judging by the outrage. But if that decision is controversial in 2025 America, then the problem is not with the court. The problem is with the moral vision of a society that sees state power as the rightful parent and biological parents as dangerous obstacles to progress. Let me say plainly what too many are afraid to. This battle is not about tolerance. It's about who owns your child's mind, you or the ideological architects of the public education system.
For a few years now, I've been showing people that this global demonic cult, who goes by the acronyms LGBTQIA, has been trying to do what I call adulterizing children. And I've given plenty of examples to show people what I mean. And one of those examples is how they've been trying to lower the age to vote from 18 to lower than 18. Another example I've shown is how they've been systematically stripping parents of their rights to be the authority over their own children. And what is their objective in adulterizing children? Lowering their voting age or removing parental authority. What's their aim in that? It's to authorize children to legally consent to having sexual relations with adults. That's one of the reasons that they attack parental rights. It's to make it so children are independent of the parent, and this cult has been working at it for years.
These are my private parts, private parts, private parts. These are my private parts. No one should touch them. No one should squeeze them. And if you touch my private parts, private parts, private parts. And if you touch my private parts, I will tell my mother. I will tell my father. I will tell my teacher. These are my private parts.
The kind of people I have in mind don't like that. They'll talk back to the teacher there. They'll have something to say back. Accuse her of being anti-LGBTQIA or something. Or call her an establishment teacher or something, or a Trump supporter. These allies and comrades of the LGBTQIA cult attack people like that teacher. They'll have a retaliatory reaction to what she was teaching the kids that she's in charge of. Oh, she's attacking a protected class. But the question is, why do these people be having something to say back? Now, let me show y'all something I just saw from Redacted yesterday. They just put this up yesterday. Go look it up.
Well, here is your warning about where liberal sex education is going. A new study in a major academic sociology journal says that children should not be stereotyped as asexual and innocent. In fact, they say young children should be empowered to pursue sexual pleasure. Now, who are we talking about here? Prepubescent children. They say it's wrong.
Like 6-year-olds.
That means before puberty. Puberty starts at 8. Right? For earliest, usually 8, about between 9 and 10 for boys. So this was published by a peer-reviewed academic journal, one of the largest in sociology. One of the authors is a professor of education. This is what they think education is. Both of them are from African universities. This perverted paper argues that it is wrong to protect children from sexual pleasure when adults warn kids about predators. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't warn kids about predators because you are impinging on their sexual pleasure. That this is, again, look at here, they're talking about pre-adolescence. Here they say that they want to disrupt the narrative about sexual pleasure and pre-adolescent children. They say if you think that children are innocent and should be protected, well, the reason you think that is colonialism. Take a look here. This is an old colonial belief. They say it's not a natural construct, this idea of childhood sexual innocence. That's a colonial fiction. I know, I'm dying too, right?
What?
I'm dying.
But a few of y'all done had something to say to me. When I talk about these people, it's something that you want to say to me. You have a retort. Listen, when me and other people point this stuff out, when we point out stuff like this and you have a rebuttal, there's something not only very fucked up about you, but in the world at large. When you got something to say back, when you got something to say back, it means you are spiritually bankrupt. Unless that is your spirit is of Baal. Because if your spirit is of Baal, then you on point to have something to say back. You are correct. When I point this stuff out, you have a defense. You have a case you want to make. Now, one or two of you might remember one of the times I talked about a dude named Dr. John Money, the documented pedophile and child molester. And how I said he was the father of this LGBTQ trans lunacy going on. And in one of the times I talked about Dr. John Money, I mentioned him and I said that this demonic activity has two daddies, but I forgot the name of the other one. Dr. John Money and another dude whose name I forgot. Well, Redacted, in the same video that I just played for you, Redacted reminded me. Here's the other daddy right here.
Now, I want to remind you that none of this just drops out of the sky. We have been groomed for this in academia. Much of modern sex research orthodoxy traces to Dr. Alfred Kinsey. He's the founder of the Institute for Sex Research at Indiana University. He helped to destigmatize nearly every sexual appetite and turned prurience into academia, giving liberal students license for the sexual revolution. From his research stems modern-day sex education. The more you learn about him, the more scared you will be, and the more it will feel natural that we now have demonic papers like this. He taught that sexuality is not an appetite to be curbed. He believed that humans were pansexuals, looking for sexual encounters with anything and everything. He practiced what he preached. I'm going to tell you what he did. It's disturbing. If you don't want to hear this, plug your ears for about 30 seconds. He was a true masochist. He would insert things into his phallus, such as toothbrushes, straws, other pens. He circumcised himself with a pocket knife. He tied himself to the ceiling by his scrotum. He landed himself in the hospital for traumatizing his genitals. That took months to recover from. And yet he is regarded as the father of sexology, and no one ever stopped this pervert. So thus, here we are.
Dr. John Money and Dr. Alfred Kinsey. That's the other one whose name I forgot. Yeah, you're right. Nah, this lunacy don't just drop out of the sky. The move to adulterize children got two daddies, and they both were sick. But they have a response. When me and others bring this stuff up like this, they have some clapback for us, some countermeasures. Countermeasures like diversions. But Trump is a racist Nazi. I've had people tell me that. But conservatives don't like you. If they caught you after sundown, they would hang you. I've had people say that to me. But those are diversions. And they have a lot of countermeasures and defenses and cases that they want to make. Diversions is one of them. And they have plenty, like I just said. And my favorite of them all, the guilt tripping. The attempt to guilt trip. That's my favorite one of them all. I've seen other people get the guilt trip deployed upon them too. Oh, you're just a bigot fascist. When they shouldn't have nothing to say to me when I point this stuff out. But they do anyway. Oh, you're just filled with hatred for an oppressed, marginalized group. You just hate the LGBT community. And my thing is, well,
You're goddamn right.